Hello, everyone out there in Rumble, X, and YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego. And today we are going to continue to talk about It Ends With Us. It Ends With Us with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, everyone's favorite on-screen couple here, according to the Hollywood trades, at least. Everybody's concerned with what's happening with this movie, or what's happening outside of the movie, behind the scenes, what really went on. Okay, and how is all this going to play out? Okay, it's very exciting. Definitely more dramatic than the movie itself. The movie's a piece of crap. The first one's right there. I spoiled it for you right there. It's not very good. It's not very realistic. Okay, once again, the typical feminist trope of a chick flick, okay, is that the men are all, every single man in these movies is either a coward, evil, or stupid. Okay, and the men in this movie, they fall into all those categories here. Okay, there's not one real man in this movie anywhere to be found, and that's the problem with these movies. Okay, I think it's part of the tropes with the genre. Now, I review many chick flicks on this channel. Okay, I've reviewed many. Okay, some of the biggest ones out there I've reviewed. Okay, I've reviewed Notebook, Breakfast at Tiffany's. Okay, what else? League of Their Own, Romeo and Juliet, the Leonardo DiCaprio version. What else? Thelma and Louise, Officer and a Gentleman, Pretty Woman, My Best Friend's Wedding. Okay, Legally Blonde. Okay. Wow, I can't believe I sat through all this. I actually made videos about all this crap, but I did because it's fun. It's fun. It really is. And of course, what I'm probably best known for is I've reviewed every single episode of Sex and the City, and the movies that came after that, and the bullshit sequel series, and Just Like Crap. I reviewed those too. Okay, if you want to call that a TV show, all right. And I give you a straight man's point of view. That's what I do here. Okay, Breakfast at Tiffany's. I reviewed that piece of crap too. Okay, all right, so I know what I'm talking about. That's what I'm trying to tell you here, okay? I reviewed a lot of movies. I'm going to continue to review more chick flicks because it's fun, okay? It's fun tearing them down, deconstructing them for what they really are and exposing them for what they really are, okay? I think that movies have a lot of influence, especially today, on people, especially young girls. I really never cared about the adult women, the 40-something-year-old women that were watching Sex and the City back in the day. I really didn't care about that, okay? Because I think most of them knew better. I was more concerned about the 12 and 13-year-old girls that were watching Sex and the City back in the day and thinking that that's what it's really like out there. Okay, you can just fuck around with whoever you want because eventually the right fucking millionaire, good-looking, tall millionaire is going to fall in love with you, okay, and marry you and take care and pay all your fucking bills. You see what I mean? That was the message. Okay, I was afraid for those young girls that are watching it. Okay, not so much for the adult women that already know that that's bullshit. Already tried to do that and failed. Okay, so you see what I mean? All right, and I think that if you get so much of your morality or so much of what you want your life to be from social media, which is taken over today. Not Hollywood has nowhere near the pull that or the influence that it used to. Okay, but I was raised by TV. I was raised by movies and stuff like that. Okay, and I think a lot of women out there were too. Okay, and a lot of the ideas that they formed about life and about men and about relationships, they formed from watching these fucking TV shows and movies. Okay, and when real life doesn't acquiesce to what you saw in a fucking TV show or a movie, you get pissed off. Okay, so what do you do? Okay, when you get pissed off that your love life ain't going the way that you thought it would because it's not happening the way it happened on that fucking episode of Gilmore Sluts or Everwoody or One Prick Hill. Okay, what do? Well, you find some feminists that are also fucking unenchanted with relationships. Okay, what do? They blame men. Just blame men. It's all man's fault. Okay. And that's exactly where we come to, okay? This misandry, okay, which is just so sick of it. I think most people are sick of it. I think women are sick of misandry, to be honest with you, okay? Men, we didn't really give a shit, okay, because we didn't watch these shows. We didn't watch these movies, okay, until it started being force-fed down our guy shows and our guy movies. That's when we started to give a shit, and that's when we started to fight back. Okay, and thank God that this scandal's going on right now. Okay, I have no love for Justin Baldoni. You all know that. He's a pussy soy boy. He's a suck dick. Okay, will take it up the ass just to get Hollywood acting roles, okay, or director roles, whatever. Okay, I have no love for this fucker, but he's being railroaded. He's being bullied by a strong, powerful, independent woman. And by independent, I mean like she gets all her power by who her husband is, okay, and her best friend Taylor Swift, who are out there who are not best friends anymore. Taylor Swift has officially distanced herself from Blake Lively because it's ruining her career, it's ruining her popularity. Okay, look what happened to her at the Super Bowl. She got booed. Okay, a lot of that was because, you know, she endorsed Kamala Harris, and also because she supported Blake Lively during this scandal. And now we realize that Blake Lively was using Taylor Swift as one of her dragons to intimidate Justin Baldoni into capitulating to her demands, to Blake Lively's demands. Okay, and using Taylor Swift as leverage against Sony. Okay, threatening to pull Taylor Swift songs off of the soundtrack of this movie if they did not capitulate to her demands. You see what I mean? And then, of course, using her husband Ryan Reynolds' influence, okay, to take over this movie, okay, from Justin Baldoni. Okay, so I have no love for any of these people involved, but I think the lesser of the two evils here is definitely Justin Baldoni. Okay, so I hope he wins, because we need to show the whole world that not all women are these innocent little flowers. They're not these innocent little delicate, precious lily blossom blooms. Okay, they're a bunch of fucking cutthroat, evil, fucking maniacal, goddamn fat ass, stretch marked, ugly fucking women. Okay, who have just hit the wall. And now they're desperate for some sort of fucking, some sort of power, some sort of attraction. You see what I mean? Some sort of agency. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, man. White women, they just do not want, well, I think women in general, you know, maybe not all women, okay, but definitely the ones in Hollywood, they do not want to age gracefully. Look at fucking Nicole Kidman, man, all this shit she fucking put in her fucking face. Okay, look at Cher, look at Madonna, okay, look at, you know, Meg Ryan, Famke Janssen, okay, Courtney Cox. Okay, all these women fucked up their faces because they don't want to admit that they're getting old and they look like shit. Okay, even fucking Sex in the City, man, what the fuck? Charlotte looks like like a goddamn doll, and not in a good way either. Her face is all fucking injected up. I mean, come on. Come on, dude. This is ridiculous. You don't see men doing this stuff. Okay? So don't tell us that we're the problem. Okay? You got your own problems. Deal with your own fucking problems. Quit blaming us for fucking everything. God damn. What the fuck? We just want to watch our goddamn martial arts movies. And some football every once in a while, you know? Some fucking MMA. I mean, what the hell? You're gonna throw fucking feminism into fucking MMA? Get the fuck out of here. You want to trans shit into fucking... Get the fuck out of here with that noise. You know? What the fuck? Y'all lost the election. Shut the fuck up. You know? Also, so here's some new developments right now. This recently just happened. Jennifer Slate. You know what Jenny Slate is? Okay, she's that dog ugly fucking girl that used to date Chris Evans. She's a stand-up comedian, but she also acts in movies, and she acts in this movie here. Okay, she's the ugly, every chick flick has this, the ugly, horny best friend with attitude. Okay, every chick flick has it, okay? Look at Catherine Hahn, okay? Her whole entire career, look at her resume. Her entire career has been playing the ugly, unattractive, fucking horny best friend of the main heroine, okay? In every fucking chick flick for the past fucking 20 years, okay? Yes, Jenny Slate fills that role in this movie. Okay, she acts like she's an alpha babe, like she's high value, but she's really not. Okay, the funny thing about her is that she used to date Chris Evans in real life. Look at Jenny Slate; she ain't the best looking girl in the world. Okay, I'm sorry, you know, but she's got the Jewish nose. She's got the, you know, just the attitude and the like that. Okay, I imitate that voice when I'm pretending to be a girl on this channel here, but she does it for real. Okay, and like I said, she's not very attractive, but she is funny. She's funny to look at. I saw a movie with her called The Polka King. It was on Netflix. It's with Jack Black. It's based on a true story about this guy who he was from Poland and he was living I think in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. It's where my stepdad is from. Okay, and there's a huge Polish community there. I mean, I'm talking right off the fucking boat from Poland. Okay, and they live there. Okay, and they have polka parties. Okay, it was the dance. You know, they sing polka songs and stuff. That's what you do in Poland. Okay, and he decided to start up this this slush fund, or what was it? It was a Ponzi scheme. Okay, and he got busted for it, and he stole a lot of money. Okay, and he got caught. Anyway, this really happened. Okay, and Jenny Slate played his wife in that movie. You know, it was funny. I mean, it was based on a true story. The guy really did go to jail for this stuff. He really did steal the money and all that. But they played it for laughs. It was kind of a tongue-in-cheek comedy based on a true story called The Polka King. I think Jenny Slate was very good in that. Okay, she played the unattractive wife that her husband fixed, like the Miss Pennsylvania beauty pageant, so that his wife would win, even though she's clearly the ugliest one there. And Jenny Slate knows that she's ugly. She said this many times in her stand-up comedy, how she's unattractive and how like women used to look at her when she would go to a restaurant with Chris Evans. Like women used to look at her like, what? Chris Evans must be gay. You know, that kind of stuff. Anyway, she's in this movie. She has decided to officially jump onto the Blake Lively side. So she also filed a complaint at HR against Justin Baldoni. She did. Supposedly, that's what she says. And she said it in public. Blake Lively's people, her PR people, have published some HR complaints against Justin Baldoni to prove to the media, because let's face it, this is being tried in the court of public opinion. The actual court date isn't until March of 2026. Okay, so all this is being played out in the court of public opinion. Okay, where she posted or leaked is a better word. She leaked official HR complaints against Justin Baldoni from cast members and crew, of which Jenny Slate is one of them. Okay, however, the names were redacted, and so were the dates, and so were the names of the people that were involved. Okay, so there's no way to prove whether or not these HR complaints are legitimate or whether they were fabricated. Okay, and Sony has officially made no comment on the legitimacy of these HR complaints that were filed against Justin Baldoni. So there is no confirmation. This is just Blake Lively saying that this happened. You know, so who knows? Okay, there's no confirmation yet. But just so you know, officially, Jenny Slate has jumped onto Team Blake Lively. Whereas the author of this book that this movie is based on, Colleen Hoover, she has officially jumped off the Blake Lively train. Okay, because she was promised a lot of money if Blake Lively took over the franchise away from Justin Baldoni, who had the rights to it. If he breached his morals clause with sexual harassment, it's considered that a breach of morals clause. Then Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively can sweep in there, acquire the rights, and produce their own sequels to this movie. Whereas they keep the majority of the money, they have all the power. Okay, and Colleen Hoover will get a huge portion of the money as well. Okay, and she even started up her own production company so she could make a bunch of movies with Blake Lively based on her novels. All this happened before the court date or any of this stuff. Okay, so she was definitely in cahoots with Blake Lively, but now she's officially scrubbed all mention of Blake Lively off of her Instagram. Okay, so she's still following Blake Lively, but she's not posting any more pictures of her and Blake Lively together as friends, as besties, like they were doing before. Okay, all those pictures have been deleted off her social media. So that should tell you a little bit of something about Colleen Hoover. Okay, she goes where the wind blows. All right. Okay, so stuff like that. There's a lot of drama going on right now. Now, as far as the scandal goes, Justin Baldoni, he realizes that his career is over and that he will be ruined financially if he refused Blake Lively's demands. Okay, halfway through production, I mentioned this in the last video, halfway through production, after 50% of all the budget was spent from this movie, that's when Blake Lively started becoming a prima donna and started demanding a lot more authority, creative control, okay, over this movie than she was before. She was all nice and pleasant in the beginning, but now all of a sudden her bitch face came out. Okay, she started demanding wardrobe changes, paid for by Justin Baldoni, not her. She demanded the wardrobe be sent to her apartment, her house, where it can be fitted there at his expense. Okay, she started demanding creative control over the script, having her husband rewrite her scenes, and then showing it to Taylor Swift. And if Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift approved of these scenes, then she would present this to Justin Baldoni, basically forcing him to film the scenes the way she had them written, not the way he wrote them, despite the fact that he's a screenwriter and she is not. Okay, she started threatening Sony by pulling all of Taylor Swift's music off of the soundtrack if they did not allow her to cut her own version of the film, her own edit of the film. Okay, and she had the editors from Deadpool versus Wolverine, the ones that were loyal to her husband, to edit her version of the movie, despite the fact that she was not hired as an editor. Okay, and so she cut her own version of the movie. Okay, and because she has so much weight and power over this, a lot more than Justin Baldoni, he had to basically give her whatever she wanted. Okay, during this, they even humiliated him. They had a meeting at Blake Lively's penthouse where Ryan Reynolds berated Justin Baldoni in front of the entire cast and crew. It was a required meeting. Everyone had to go to it. Okay, so a lot of this crazy stuff was going on here. Okay, and Blake Lively decided to unleash in an email that Justin Baldoni published. Blake Lively decided to unleash. She considered herself Khaleesi, the Emilia Clarke character from Game of Thrones, and her two dragons were named Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift. And I've seen the email. Okay, she basically told Justin Baldoni that my dragons, they can hurt you or they can help you. It all depends. You see what I mean? Okay, her dragons, Blake Lively. I mean, her dragons are just her dragons are Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift. All right, that's what she does. Okay, Ryan Reynolds used his writing talent that he also used in Deadpool. He wrote the Deadpool movies. Okay, to rewrite Blake Lively's scenes without Justin Baldoni's involvement. Yeah. Okay, he rewrote the rooftop scene that I reviewed already in the last video. Okay, and then at this meeting that was done at Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively's penthouse in New York, Taylor Swift was there, and they cornered Justin Baldoni and basically bullied him into capitulating to all of Blake Lively's demands on this movie. Remember, Blake Lively was hired as an actress. Okay, but we did find some audio, some video footage of her talking about how, like, when she gets hired as an actress, what it really means that she's not only an actress, she's also the screenwriter, the editor, the wardrobe artist, everything. Okay, she's involved in every aspect of the filmmaking process, not just acting. Okay, she said that that's what's expected of her in a movie. Okay, that she has a lot more to offer than just being an actress, than just looking pretty and standing on her mark. Okay, that's what she said. Her words, not mine. All right. So she does have a history of this. And where did she learn this from? Where did she learn how to take over a franchise? She learned it from her husband, Ryan Reynolds. That's what he did to Deadpool. He took over the Deadpool franchise. Okay. Exactly this way. Okay. So they cornered Justin Baldoni at this meeting, persuaded him to accept all of Blake Lively's changes, her changes to the script, to the wardrobe, to everything, to the editors. Okay, everything. Okay, the makeup artist, all that stuff. Okay, you know, and Justin Baldoni stood his ground finally. Okay, and he told her, he told Blake Lively, he told Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds to their face, excuse me, I'm the director here. Well, once he did that, once he said, no, I'm the director, I'm going to have final cut, I'm going to make the majority of the decisions in this movie. It's my money on the line. It's my production company. I own the rights. I'm the director. I'm the screenwriter. Okay. I'm your co-star. Okay. This is my money, or actually it's Steven Sorowitz's money, his silent business partner, who's a billionaire, by the way. That's the only reason he's able to fight Blake Lively publicly in court. Okay. Is because he's got the financial backings of his partner, a billionaire named Steven Sorowitz. That's the only way. He doesn't have enough money to fight Ryan Reynolds in court, but because of his financial backer, who obviously is backing him up. Okay. That's how he's able to even put up a fight against them. Okay. That's the reason he's not allowing them to railroad him. He told them, I'm the director, not you. Okay, well, once he did that, boom, that's when all the bad press started coming out. That's when the sexual harassment accusations came out. That's when all the cast and crew members, you know, if you're like a fucking minimum wage guy working in Hollywood, your job is to fucking make the sandwiches or to fucking throw out the garbage. And Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds tell you, hey, you know, I need you to unfollow your boss, Justin Baldoni, okay? And if you do this, I'll let you work exclusively for my movies. Okay, you're gonna fucking do it. Because who the hell is Justin Baldoni next to fucking Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively? He's a nobody. He's an up and coming. He's trying to become A-list, okay, but he's nowhere near A-list, okay. Whereas Blake Lively is like B-list and Ryan Reynolds is A-list. So of course you're gonna go with the A-lister, okay. You want to get invited to those parties. You want to have a steady source of income from them, okay. You see what I mean? That's kind of what's going on here, okay. So they all unfollowed Justin Baldoni, okay, including Colleen Hoover, the creator of this series, all right. So Justin Baldoni responds by sending Blake Lively a 7-minute voice message. I've listened to it. It's kind of creepy. At 2 a.m. in the morning. And he used his sexy voice to do it. He didn't use his beta male. Hi everybody. I am Justin Baldoni, and I just love and so infatuated with the creative, artistic process of filmmaking. It just excretes my emotional availability and my authenticity. And like, he doesn't talk like that. He puts down the low voice, the Barry White, you know? He tells her, look, I just want you to know, Blake, that you don't have to ask my permission for your creative input. I'm all about how much you collaborate with the team and how much you bring to this tiny little film, and I'm so honored to have you and to have you working with us and just getting our creative juices flowing. And I know it's 2 a.m. in the morning and you're probably breastfeeding your child right now, but I just wanted you to know how much you mean to the project and how happy I am to be working with you and getting our creative juices flowing. I know how that sounds, but I just had to tell you that. Okay, see what I mean? See the difference? Okay, that's the kind of voice message you left for her. All right. So anyway, that's going on here. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, they took advantage of the writer's strike from 2023. Okay, and she gave Justin Baldoni a list of creative control demands, okay, for the movie, or else she wouldn't come back to work. So she basically had him by the balls here. He had to do whatever she said, or else she was going to walk out of the movie. He was going to be ruined financially. His contract with Sony would have gotten torn up. Nobody would have hired him to direct anything, much less star in anything. After this, it would have been an uphill battle for him to try to find work again. He's got a wife. He's got a kid. I mean, not a wife. He's got a partner. He's got a kid. I mean, he can't afford to lose this, okay? To go back to fucking auditioning for fucking chick shows on the goddamn fucking CW, okay? So, like, what else is he going to do? Okay, he's got to fight back. He's got no other choice, all right? No one else is going to hire him again, all right, if he doesn't win this thing, okay? And Justin Baldoni really knows that he could not replace Blake Lively in this movie, and he couldn't fire her. Too much money had already been spent. Okay, then there was no budget to hire another actress to reshoot all the scenes and to get the crew back to recreate everything again. They couldn't do it. It's too late. Okay, so during the editing of this movie, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, they pressured Justin Baldoni to give them 10 days in the editing room. Okay, Justin Baldoni offered them two days because Sony put pressure on him. Hey, listen, you know, Blake Lively told us that we're not going to get the Taylor Swift song in the soundtrack if we don't let her edit her own version of the movie. So don't worry about it. We're going to go with your version, but just humor her and give her like 2 days in the editing room, okay? So he said, okay, fine. Okay, so he told Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, okay, fine, you can edit I'll give you 2 days in the editing room to edit your own version of the movie, and that's it, okay? Okay, so what did they do? They actually took 10 days, not 2 days, okay? And of course, Blake Lively and Ryan, they got rid of the actual editors of the movie and brought in their own editors that Ryan Reynolds worked with on Deadpool versus Wolverine, okay? And they cut their own version of the film, okay? In the editing room, okay, where they made their own cut with their own editors. Now, how fucked up is that, dude? That is what working with Blake Lively is like, okay? She's trying to take over this whole franchise so that she can make the money and become a successful producer, okay? Just like her husband, Ryan Reynolds, is, okay? You know, she's trying to become the next fucking Robert Evans here. Okay, look that up. Anyway, now as far as the movie goes, where we left off last time, and I'll get back to the scandal in the next video. I'm just giving you some updates here, okay? But where we left off last time, I just finished talking about the rooftop scene, okay? Where they were talking about maraschino cherries and fucking homeless people, and they knew each other in suicidal situations, and 30 seconds later, he tells her, I want to have sex with you, because that's how you pick up a woman, and she's dressed like a car mechanic at Firestone in cold weather, you know, with no makeup on, okay? And he, you know, is throwing furniture around the terrace of his posh condominium penthouse building overlooking the beautiful skyline of Boston, okay? A wonderful building in which Lily Bloom, the girl, Blake Lively's character, just walked in on. She does not live there. She's not a resident there. She just broke in, okay, and made her way up to the roof, and nobody stopped her. They have no concierge, no locked doors, no fobs to work the elevators, none of that shit like they have here in this fucking penthouse that I'm living in right now, okay? So yeah, so all this stuff is going on here. All right. Okay, he tells her that he's a relationship virgin and that she's the perfect girl. After knowing that she likes to fuck homeless guys, he realizes that she's the one that he wants to pop his relationship cherry with. Okay, so that's all going on here. Okay, so he tells her, hey, I'll never see you again. Bye. You know, my 6-year-old patient just died today. That's why I'm upset. And she tells her, oh, I hate my dad. I didn't say anything at his funeral. Okay, I broke into your building. I'm standing at the edge of this the rooftop. I'm about to kill myself. But don't come up here and leave me alone because you don't have rights to touch me and blah, blah, blah. But I will let you try to fuck me. Just so, you know, go ahead. I'll give you permission to try to kiss my neck and shit. So he does. Then the phone rings. And he's got to leave. Okay. That's pretty much the long and short of it right there. The very next scene in the movie here, Lily goes through her scrapbook at home in her posh, canopy bed bullshit girl's room, okay? And 2 alarms go off. I guess she needs 2 alarms to wake up in the morning, okay? And immediately we transition into a flashback, okay? And the flashback is a flashback of the actress's name is Isabella Ferrer. In real life, Isabella Ferrer is one of Taylor Swift's friends, and Taylor Swift asked Blake Lively, "Hey, do me a solid and let my friend play you, a younger version of you in your movie." And so, of course, she basically made Justin Baldoni hire her as the younger version of Lily Blossom Bloom. So when you see the teenage Lily Blossom Bloom and her flashback memories, it's Isabella Ferrer that's playing her, okay? As a young Lily Bloom in high school, okay, back in Plethora, Maine, yes. Lily Blossom Bloom grew up in a town called Plethora. Now, if you look up the word plethora, it means an overabundance of something that you have to carry, okay, or you have to deal with, okay. So obviously, her hometown, something traumatic happened to her over there. She's been carrying that weight her whole life, and that's the reason she hates her dad, and that's the reason she never came back to visit when she finished high school. And now her dad's dead, and she can't even think of 5 fucking things to say at his funeral. All right, because she hates him that much. Okay, she loves her mom, but hates her dad, which is typical in rom-coms, okay, and in real life apparently. Okay, so one of Taylor Swift's, like I said, that, okay, boom, Blake Lively. Okay, so she notices a high school boy. She's getting up one day in the morning, okay, in her room, in her beautiful little house, okay, in her girly room, and she goes to look out the window, and there's like an abandoned building across the street from her. And in this abandoned building, we know it's abandoned because the windows are boarded up and shit. We see a young boy, a high school age, around her age, sneaking out of this building with his backpack on and stuff. Okay, we find out later on that this boy's name is Atlas. Get it, Atlas? Weight of the world on his shoulders. Get it? It's not a plethora, it's an Atlas. Okay, okay, and he's sneaking out of an abandoned building across the street. Okay, and he eats food from the trash can. Okay, just like Miranda Hobbs did on Sex and the City. Okay, and she shares a school bus with him, so she's seen him around before, but now she realizes that he's living in the abandoned building across the street from her. Okay, and she shares a bus with him and stares him down. Okay, clearly she's horny. She's probably just blossomed into the beginnings of womanhood. She's starting to get periods now. She's starting to get horny, starting to get wet. Okay, she's starting to play herself with her fucking little rubber duckies in the bathtub and all that kind of shit. And now here's a boy who's fucking homeless, and nothing gets your pussy wet more than a homeless kid. All right, and so now she's just staring at him. Now he's clearly a loser. He has no friends. He has nobody sitting next to him, but neither does she. Okay, so they're kind of in the same boat here. Okay, and she gets food from her refrigerator and brings it to the front door of the abandoned building. She knocks on it and she runs away. Okay, so she wants to be an anonymous benefactor here. Okay, okay. And one thing I noticed about that is that even back then, this is supposed to be like a 10 years earlier or 15 years earlier. I don't know how old. I know in real life, Blake Lively was like 37 or 38 when she filmed this movie. So by that reckoning, this is 20 years earlier. Okay, but I think that I never read the book, and I'm not gonna fucking read the book. But in the book, I do believe that she's 28 or 27. So her flashbacks are 10 years earlier, okay, as opposed to 20 years earlier. All right, but I don't know. I'm not gonna read the fucking book. Anyway, did I mention that Isabella Ferrer doesn't look a goddamn thing, anything like Blake Lively? All right, anyway, so that's going on here, okay, and she leaves the food there and runs away, okay, and he, of course, moves the board out of the way, the wooden board out of the way, grabs the food, and takes it back inside, okay? And she waits with him at the school bus the next day, and he knows it was her that brought him the food, so without looking at her, he tells her thank you for the food, and she acts like she don't know what the hell he's talking about, okay? But they do sit next to each other on the bus, and they talk for a little bit, okay? He tells Lily that the reason he's living in that abandoned building is because his mom kicked him out. She says, why? He says, oh, because, she likes her boyfriend beating the shit out of her, and I don't, and then she notices that he's got a scar on his right hand right here. And she asks him what happened there, okay? And he tells her that, oh, well, my mom's boyfriend was beating her up, and my hand kind of got in the way of that. Okay, you see what I mean? Okay, so anyway, so all that shit's going on here, okay, and she offers, and this is awesome here, okay, because she is ready to fucking just hump his junk right now, okay, and she tells him, that he can stay with her, okay, at her house after school before her parents get home. Ooh, I think we know where this is going, what this means, right? And this is typical of Hollywood today, okay? Men are not allowed to be the sexual aggressors in rom-coms or even action movies anymore, okay? The women has always got to be the first one to make the move. She's got to be the one to make the date. She's the one that has to show sexual interest first, okay? She's the one that has to look at him with his shirt off. We're not allowed to look at her with her shirt off anymore in movies, okay? She's the one that has to kiss him first. She's the one that has to make all the moves. If a guy ever shows any sort of, starts to initiate any sort of sexual attraction on a woman, he's immediately labeled as a rapist, a sexual harasser, a creep, okay? And no Hollywood executive is going to allow that. Okay, Hollywood is ruled by feminists and gay people, and they're not going to show a man with testosterone flirting with a woman and picking her up. That goes against the message. It's the women that have to flaunt their sexuality. The men are not allowed to. Okay, no man can just make a first move and kiss a girl anymore. That's considered sexual assault today. Okay, the woman can do it though, and that's okay. Okay, no one's gonna give her shit about that. That's her being in charge of her own sexuality and having no man tell her what she can and cannot do with her own body. Okay, you see what I mean? But if a man does it, he's automatically a creep, a rapist, or worse. You know where I'm going with this, right? Okay, and that's the way. That's why it has to be Lily that initiates the sexual moves on Atlas. Okay, it cannot be Atlas initiating it. He's got to be the soy boy beta male cuck just sitting back there with his ass in the air, waiting for her to come over and finger it. All right, so that's going on here. Okay, she's got to make him feel beautiful. She's got to bring him the flowers, or in this case, food. Okay. So that's going on here. Okay, she invites him over. Okay, to hang out. Okay, before her parents get home. Okay, and like I said, ever since 2017, when Me Too took over Hollywood, okay, women have had to be the sexual aggressors in Hollywood. Okay. Anyway, later on, okay, in her, she's wearing her sexy orange overalls this time. Earlier in the movie, when she was on the rooftop, she was wearing her sexy navy blue overalls, but now she's wearing her sexy orange overalls. Okay, because that's what she wears. It turns the men on. It turns on every homeless guy in town. Okay, like it's like a dog whistle for homeless guys. Okay, when she wears these orange fucking dungarees. All right. Okay. And she gives Atlas her dad's clothes. Apparently, he's not going to miss them. It's like his polo shirts and his khakis. Okay. So you got this 17, 18-year-old kid wearing polo shirts and khakis that fit him perfectly. Okay. And apparently, her dad's not going to miss these clothes not being there anymore. Okay. And asks him to watch, if you want to sit down and watch Ellen with her. I'm not making that up. She asked him to sit down and watch TV. And what is she watching? She's watching Ellen. Okay, Ellen, okay? Okay, this movie came out last year, well after the Ellen scandal. That's another scandal I might have to do a video on, about what a bitch Ellen DeGeneres is, okay? And yet, apparently Ellen DeGeneres gave Baldoni the rights to her to use clips from her TV show in this fucking movie, okay? I don't know who's worse off for this, okay? They definitely know who their target audience is, but I don't know who's the bigger sucker here, okay? Anyway. So, this, like I said, Ellen had her own fucking scandal going on here. All right. Anyway, he tells her that he's going to join the Marines. He thanks her for the clothes, her dad's clothes. Then he tells her, I'm joining the Marines after high school. Okay. And she tells him that he looks like Ned Flanders from the fucking Simpsons. Okay. And then he tells her that, well, you and your fucking sexy ass orange overalls there, you look like a fucking carrot. Okay. And I just want to fucking eat you up, you little fucking slut. And she's all about that too, and she spreads open her legs. Okay. Oh, not yet. Sorry, I was getting ahead of myself. Okay. Apparently, this is the way that teenagers flirted 20 years ago. Okay. And so that's going on here. Okay. Now we transition back to older Lily. Older Lily talks to her mom on the phone. Okay, the mom that we just saw crying her eyes out. Okay, the mom that she fucking left at the fucking funeral hall, okay, when she walked off the podium without saying one goddamn thing about her dead father up there when she was supposed to do the fucking eulogy, okay? So anyway, she's talking to her mom on the phone while she's walking down the street, okay, in her fucking, like, you know, her hippie style fucking, Terran colored fucking clothes, her baggy fucking pants, her baggy boots, her baggy coat, her baggy fucking a winter cap on, and her very tight-fitting halter top with complete midriff showing. Okay, it's supposed to be cold out. Well, you wear a coat outside when it's cold, right? If it's cold, why is it fucking open and you're wearing a fucking halter top underneath to show off your tits and to show off your stomach? Okay, but baggy pants because you don't want anyone to see your big fucking fat stretch marked ass. Who dresses like that? This is worse than fucking Sex in the City, where fucking Carrie Bradshaw's walking down New York dressed like a fucking clown and nobody points it out to her. Anyway, I see fucking Pennywise the Clown had better clothes than fucking Carrie Bradshaw. Anyway, moving right along. Okay, now her clothes, like I said, her clothes are an abortion. Okay, it's cold in Boston, okay, and she has on a winter cap, okay, a checkered coat, okay, baggy pants and boots, okay, but the coat is open and is showing off her mid-cut halter top. Okay, showing her enlarged breasts because she just had a baby when she filmed the scene, and they're jiggling every time she walks. Okay. Blake Lively obviously was breastfeeding at the time that they filmed this scene. Okay, and her new store is right there. It's an abandoned old store. Okay, it used to be called Maya and Maxim. I don't know what the fuck that means. Okay, but anyway, she gets the keys from the landlord and he walks away, and she goes in there and she starts cleaning up the place. Okay, when all of a sudden an unattractive Jenny Slate walks in the door. All right. Because, you know, she left herself with the door wide open while she's cleaning up her fucking shop, all right? Anybody could just walk in there and rob her or rape her or whatever, okay? It doesn't matter. You just leave the door fucking open, okay? While she's up there by herself cleaning up the store, okay? Which is going to be her future floral shop, okay? Jenny Slate walks in there because the door was unlocked, and she announces herself as Alyssa, okay? Alyssa, that's her name. Okay, Alyssa, and Lily forgot that there was a help wanted sign on the door. Okay, but Alyssa wants a job. Now, Alyssa, clearly, we find out later on, she's married to a very wealthy Indian guy named Marshall, so she does not need a job. She does not need the money. She's just bored. She's bored. Jewish girl living next door to her brother, Ryle Kincaid, in a penthouse at the top of an expensive, exclusive condo that has no security, no locks, no fob, no nothing. Okay, and she's just bored. So she was walking down the street. She saw a help wanted sign in an abandoned building. Okay, there's nothing there, and she just walked in the door because it was unlocked and asked Lily for a job. Okay, yeah, like because that happens in real life. Okay, yeah, anyway, I'm getting pissed off. All right, I'm going to stop my review right here. But I will be back shortly to continue my review of this crappy movie. It just ends like, it ends with us. It ends with this, Blake Lively. Your career ends with this. Okay, and then I'll be back and we're going to review this some more. Okay, because I'm far from done. I'm going to give you the scandal and the movie together. All right, so I thank you for watching this long, and I'll see you soon on the next one. Bye.